Hi Alan, it's Peter from Trusty Lending calling. Do you have a few minutes to go through your borrowing needs that we've previously discussed and the loan options I sent you yesterday?
Yeah, hey Peter, good thanks. Yeah, I've got time.
Awesome, thank you. Look, I just want to confirm your goals first. So your main goals are obviously to purchase another investment property, avoid LMI, make sure that you can get access to an offset account with the lending, and just make it a flexible structure.
Yeah, that's it.
And just going over my notes here, you're self-employed, but you can't provide any of the tax returns and the financials. But you've provided me an accountant's letter that supports the figures that we're using for the lending. Is that right?
That's correct.
Awesome. Look, based on that, your driver for flexibility, cost control, having the right structure allows you to continue to grow your portfolio, but also not creating too much complexity in that. Now I'm just looking over your history here. Yep, we've been lending for a long time. You've got strong assets. You've got a great lending history, and obviously, you've gone over your clear investment strategy with me. So my focus will be on the loan structure that aligns with that. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Look, the other thing is you're an experienced investor, so you've got an appetite for risk with everything that we've gone over. So with regards to that, I just want to understand that you're not going to get the most simplest form, but we're going to have a little bit of complexity because it works in with your risk appetite and making sure that we can avoid problems later. So we're not just setting your lending up for now, but for into the future as well.
Okay.
Now, did you go over the options I sent you yesterday regarding the equity release loan or the cross securing? And yeah, did you go over them and were able to review them?
Yeah, I did. You've suggested equity release loan as the first option and cross securing the two investment loans as the second option. I was thinking maybe I could cross collateralize the owner occupied home with the new investment loan to create a smaller LVR. How come you didn't suggest this?
That's a good question. Look, the reason I didn't put that forward is because I've got to be really careful when I suggest options for you and making sure that it's not just appropriate for now, but for some of your goals around flexibility and structure into the future as well. Now, obviously, cross collateralizing links the two properties together, and when you do so, market volatility and valuation changes will tie them in together. So it's not flexible. It's not a flexible option. And it just really goes against what I believe is the right structure for you moving forward into the future.
Okay. You have it as an option to secure both investments in the docs you put forward yesterday.
I did do that because you've mentioned it a couple of times that you want that as an option, and it is an option, but it is less risky to secure the two investments together rather than tying in the owner occupied as well. I still don't think that's the right path forward, and I want to be clear on that. But I put it as an option so we could discuss it further because cross securing means you'd only end up with one loan.
But wouldn't one loan make it easier to manage?
Look, it can be easier up front, genuinely, but in practice, it actually adds risk in the structure of the loans. And as they're tied together, that every time you need to do some lending, the lender's going to reassess them as one loan. So if one goes down and one goes up, you may not gain any equity. So having them crossed or cross secured, cross collateralized, just really doesn't go against the best situation for yourself.
Okay, so what are some other alternatives?
Well, the first one that I put forward being the equity release loan from your current investment property to cover the deposit. Now, being that you're looking at $300,000 purchase, your deposit and fees and all that would equal around that $76,000. So we'd take out a single loan of $76,000, secure it against your current investment property, but the purpose is to pay for the deposit and the fees of the new one. Then we'll take out an 80% loan on the new property of the value, so say $240,000 to cover on the rest of the property purchase.
Okay, I did see that set up in your docs provided. If you think this is best for flexibility and we will avoid LMI and can have an offset account, sounds good.
No worries. Well, look, we've got to talk lenders and products as well. So, look, the three credit options I've put forward to meet your goals were Bluestone, Resimac, and Liberty.
And why these three lenders?
Look, good question. They've all got products that align with alternative document submissions. And being that you can't provide me any income documents and we're using the accountant's letter as a form of income verification, we need to use those type of products. But they also all allow you want a P&I loan payment, so they allow for that. They allow for offsets and pushing the loan over 30 years so you can manage your cash flow better, which all helps with flexibility.
Okay, sounds good.
Look, the main difference between the three are fees. Now, going over them, Bluestone, I'm just going to read this because I've got it jotted down. Bluestone has an application fee of roughly $710 and a monthly fee of $15 and a discharge of $500 if we ever leave. Resimac has a higher application fee of $949, but doesn't have a monthly fee, but has a discharge fee of $300. Liberty has no application fees, no monthly fees, and an annual fee of $300 with a roughly a $400 discharge. Now, these are all options, and we're just trying to minimize. We're just trying to give you the right solution. Do these seem right?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to keep costs down where possible. So.
Yeah, and look, going over that, Bluestone doesn't seem to be the cheapest up front, but you'll see on my cost analysis that I sent you that it is over the length of the loan, it is the most cost-effective solution, and that's why I'm suggesting we move forward with them. The other thing is as well, I've done some preliminary valuations, and Bluestone's come back in a lot higher, so I believe they'll give you the borrowing capacity against your current properties that you need.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, now obviously making sure the loan setup that supports your investment strategy is the main driver. But we also want to make sure the security vision's right and that we're not overcomplicating it, but we're not too simple as well. Do you understand that?
Yeah, makes sense.
Right. The other thing I have to let you know, and you would have seen this on the documents you already provided, I do have an internal dispute resolution process. So if you're ever unhappy with how things have gone between you and I or with the business, there is a process that you can follow to raise those complaints with me. And then going off that as well, if you're not happy with the way I've handled them, you can then escalate that to AFCA, which is the Australian Financial Complaints Authority, and they will also handle external dispute resolutions.
Okay, good to know.
Right, so can we just summarise this if you don't mind? I'm recommending that we don't cross-collateralise. We do an equity release loan and a single secured loan, moving forward with Bluestone, from all the options that we've reviewed.
Yeah, sounds like the best approach, yes.
Perfect, awesome. Well, I'll continue with the application process and just keep you up to date as we go through the steps.
All right, let's do this. Thanks for your time, Peter.
No worries, thanks for your time, Alan. Have a great day.
Bye.